Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. It's time for your timeless Path of True Love reading with Extended. I am your reader, Mark Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short. They're my initials. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998. That's 24 years in service at the time of this recording. Author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch. The Path of True Love book looks like it's going to be unrolling this year or next. That's exciting. I am a creator on Patreon, patreon.com/Drawing the Circle, where all of my subscribers, my humans, my heroes, my angels, my witches, my immortals, my gods, goddesses, all have access to all of the timeless extended reads from when I started doing them into the future. So if you want to go for the deeper stuff and pay one price, because there is an extended reading, you can get it on VIMEO, pay-per-view, link in the description box, but you can get them all if you want to come Patreon on Patreon, because I'm the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Hey. Enjoying that more and more every time I do it, by the way. Welcome, if you are new to the channel. Let's talk a little bit about a Path of True Love, a timeless true love reading. It's about you. We're going to use a Celtic Cross with lots of other stuff to clarify it. Changing the game a little bit this time. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. But it is about you. You will be the first card down in the Celtic Cross with somebody else crossing your path. And I'm just going to suggest now, before we dive in too deeply, if you can temporarily keep it out of the romantic sexual context, I think you're going to find that whoever it is that is crossing your path on the path of true love is crossing it for you. This reading is about you. Whoever else the other person is, you may not even know them personally. If you have a personal dislike about a public figure, that could be the soul contract you are clearing. So that's why we've got the extended to go deeper. It's like almost all oracles. So let's talk about it. Usually I do one of these for who I'm reading for. Whoever is crossing them on the path could be family member, friend, enemy, who knows. General read. Then I lay down the Celtic Cross using the Daughters of the Moon Tarot representing the Heart, Third Eye, Crown Chakra dynamics. And then in the extended I would use the Mythic Tarot, lower three chakras. This time we're going to be laying out the lower three chakras first, because it comes to me that people want to know what's going on more in the physical world than what's going on behind their eyes, which I understand. So if you really want to go deeper, check out the extended read where we get to see what's going on behind the eyes of those involved. I guess that's about it. Oh, there is a link in the description box to a video explaining the Path of True Love readings, as well as probably a whole section of related videos about true love and soulmates and twin flames and soul contracts and all that. So check that out. It is a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Do check your other signs, because you've got more than one soul contract going, and maybe one of them is the romantic sexual one. But trust me, healing your relationships in general with whoever is crossing your path holographically affects all of your relationships, because you're the common denominator. Right? So you heal you on the path of true love. It is a hero's journey. So I think it's wise to expect demons, villains, dragons on a hero's journey. Otherwise, it's not very much of a challenge. And remember, you're an immortal soul that came in to play these roles to help heal you, your relationships, and the planet and the people on it, apparently. Starseed, white courtesy telephone. So both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I'm going to give you the best that I can. Because every time someone heals something, anything, it helps all of us heal. Yeah? Let's do this. I'm ready. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Yeah. Using the Caroline Mace Archetype deck, I call to the collective pantheons of the divine. For the Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading, I need two Caroline Mace Archetype cards to represent the 8th chakra dynamic. First for the Aries and whoever is crossing their path, certainly in a general read that can flip-flop. That's their job to feel that one out. But let's say that this is the Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign for whom this is intended. What's their dominant 8th chakra archetype, and the dominant 8th chakra archetype for whoever is crossing their path on the path of true love in this timeless true love read. Let's see. Well, a pioneer and a detective. I like that. I like that a lot because you're both like moving forward, right? Pioneer is the creative family archetype. There are 9 different families of archetypes according to Carolyn Mason. I think Carl Jung as well, but don't quote me on that. Forever Young. And the detective is a wisdom family archetype. So a creative archetype and a wisdom archetype can get a lot done. Now, what's written on here, if you're new to these cards, is the shadow attribute and the light attribute. All archetypes are neutral. It's where you are on the percentage from lead to gold, toxic to healthy, pain to peace, shadow to light, blah, blah, blah. So the shadow stuff is what you're working on healing, as well as the other person, giving some insight there. The light is what you're shooting for in order to be the true love that you are. And this is in links in the description box. True love is divine love in human form. That's why true love conquers all and heals all wounds and breaks all curses and blah, blah, blah. But you just put it in a romantic context, I think dwarfs and dilutes it horribly. Let's look at the pioneer. Shadow attribute, compulsive need to keep moving on. I've dated Aries. I've seen it. Been exposed to that radiation from y'all. The light attribute, you're shooting for passion for doing and creating what hasn't been done before, which for a cardinal fire, Aries, cardinal fire, that's right on target. This feels very Aries, right? The pioneer, do it. But then, to keep moving on, keep moving on, keep moving on out of fear is tricky. It's different than getting out of a toxic situation in a healthy way. Let's just put that. Crossing their path, the detective archetype, the shadow attribute, voyeurism and falsifying information. We're not seeing that on planet Earth, are we? Oh, only constantly. The light attribute for the detective, great powers of observation and intuition, a desire to seek out the truth. And that's why I think pioneer, or passion for doing what's never been done, this one really wants to seek the truth. This could be amazing. This could be friend, this could be family, of course it could be lover, it could be anything. It could be someone you haven't met physically yet, or it could be someone on your TV screen or digital whatever device screen that's triggering you. Benedict Cumberbatch triggers me, but in the best way possible. Unfortunately, he's married and has a gorgeous wife and children, and I'm not a homewrecker. Not anymore. You should have seen me in the 80s. Okay, we've got the archetypal bones. Let's look at the lower 3 chakras, and this is what people really want. What's going on, right? They want to know what's going on in the physical world. So let me clarify by saying that the lower 3 chakras are, yes, about your relationships in the physical world. Root chakra is tribes, circles of friends, family, your political affiliation, right? Your fandoms, right? I don't like the word fan, it's short for fanatic. But let's just say I am still in my heart a member of the Bad Reputation Nation, right? Joan Jett and the Black Hearts, just as an example, right? I'm a Lyrian starseed, I guess that's tribal, right? Second chakra, one-on-one relationship, right? And that's what we're looking at here, at least between these two individuals. Money, sex, power, creativity, all of that stuff. And solar plexus is your relationship to yourself in the world. Your honor code, what you will, what you won't, what you do, what you don't, your boundaries, your own survival intuition that usually no one else is getting in that moment. So it's directly connected to your self-esteem. So let's see what hits the table. 10 cards down. I love a good Celtic Cross. Here we go. Hair out of my mouth. Prerequisite. Please take a nice deep breath. And I did my hair for you, Aries. Aries. Still point. Still point. This actually feels good and playful, the energy that I'm getting here. So I call upon my gods of fire, the sign of Aries, powers of the south. Please, 10 cards, one at a time, face up. Celtic Cross for the Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading. What's going on, lower 3 chakras? Outside looking in, inside looking out. Lower 3 chakra dynamic for the pioneer in this Aries contract. Well, the 10 of Cups. There we go. So this is my true love card in the tarot. It's the wedding of Eros and Psyche. It's a really important myth, I think, for the path of true love, because what Psyche has to go through to get to that 10 of Cups with Eros, the god of love, son of Aphrodite, it's quite a journey. She has to go to the underworld to pick up some beauty cream. I mean, talk about an errand for your mother-in-law. But like I said, it is a hero's journey. So if this is very much feels like a pioneer who wants to do what's never been done before. I want to manifest true love. And remember, you can't have true love without truth. So very, very powerful. I mean, first tarot card down, 10 of Cups, you're off to the races. And if this is you from the outside looking in, this could be you very much singularly as your cups overflowing, right? As feeling that true love, really being in alignment with the divine truth of who you are and feeling it emotionally. Crossing their path, my gods, the detective. I just keep hearing the Pink Panther theme in the background of my head. So what's going on, lower 3 chakras for the detective here? Crossing their path, yeah, 5 of Wands, probably argumentative. Probably some challenges, some battles going on here, as we're so used to seeing in the 5 of Wands here. This is Jason and the Argonauts. Jason fighting the dragon for the Golden Fleece with the help of Medea. I'm pretty sure it's Medea, who actually uses magic to put the dragon to sleep. So, you know, no dragons were harmed in the creation of this myth that I'm aware of. I wasn't there at the time. I was elsewhere in Greece. Yeah, no, I don't wear fur. Sorry. So that 5 of Wands, there might be a little argumentative, a little conflict of wills going on here, or certainly that can really element of fire with the solar plexus for the detective there. They might be in a little bit of an ethical conundrum in terms of what they want and what they don't, hence seeking the truth, right? But their powers of observation, better to hang out in the 5 of Wands, right, than to stay stuck there permanently, to actually tune in to the powers available for them. All right. The core, third card of the spread here in the Celtic Cross, my gods. What does this look like from the outside looking in for these two subconscious influences at the core, at the heart of the matter in this read? Zeus, the Emperor. All right. There very well may be some control issues here. When it is a major arcana card, lower 3 chakras, it's all 3 of them, right? We could say 10 of Cups feels very second chakra for the pioneer. 5 of Wands feels very solar plexus. This could very well be a power struggle. Subconsciously, I don't think either one of them would be totally aware of it, about who's going to throw that lightning, who's in charge. Now, it is the divine masculine card of the tarot. It's all of the kings of the 4 suits of the tarot, fire, earth, air, and water, joining together to make the spirit king. But do understand, Zeus, king of the gods, wields lightning. So, one bolt of truth, one trigger, whoever launches it first, maybe they launch it at the same time, creates instantaneous change, right? No one questions the emperor with or without clothes. Now, again, that's also the father energy, the husband energy, right? This could be about father issues that neither one of you are aware of or partially unaware of. That's why in the extended, we're going to go in with quite a bit of oracular intervention here. My gods, what's behind them on the path of true love there? What got them here? The Tower. So lightning has already struck. Something in the outside world, or at least lower 3 chakra dynamic, has been struck by truth. Now, when it is an external card, that can be an abrupt change, like out of the blue, out of nowhere. The finger of God, Yod, Y-O-D, that's the little gold droplet, thanks to the Hebrew letter Yod in the Rider-Waite Tarot, and you do see it elsewhere. But when we have that behind here, this could be the meeting of these people, and it just shook them. all at once. Poseidon, yes, god of the oceans, but god of earthquakes, right? His gift to Athens was the horse. And what does it feel like when horses are in full gallop, right? The earth itself trembles beneath their hooves. So we got two brothers on the table. We've got Poseidon and Zeus here. So I'm going to say there's a very strong masculine dynamic in the masculine dynamic here. But the Tower, in the past, with the Emperor as a subconscious influence here, this could absolutely be about trying to control something that is divinely ordained, inspired, written in the divine plan. Let's keep going. What crowns this, my gods? Hovering over this, ready to download. Sort of the 8th chakra of the contract, you could say. But lower 3 chakra dynamic, should they choose to do this wisely and well? What's crowning this? Makes sense. 2 of Wands, a decision. Maybe more of a choice. Decision for me tends to be more the Lover's card, more life-changing. Decision is just higher voltage than a 2 of Wands, because here's Jason and the Argonaut standing outside of the rose quartz cave, which I think is pretty stylish, of Chiron, the wounded healer, the centaur, the Centaur, and the teacher of many heroes, Heracles, Achilles, right? And Jason's outside like, well, if I do this, that might happen, but if I do that, that might happen. Now, we know that they take the journey. It's a myth. No man, yes, Muppet movie, Carol Kane. But certainly, I think for both of them, from the outside, they have a choice to make here, individually. And right now, those choices might not be lining up so much with that 5 of Wands for the detective. All right, what comes of this? What is just ahead of them? What is before them on the path of true love here for whoever this reading is for? And you're the devil, guys. So it does look like there are chains to be broken here. Some fears that need to be addressed within either one or both of you. Now, it would make sense that the Pioneer would be like, all go, full steam ahead. Let's do this, right? I want that 10 of Cups. I am that 10 of Cups. Watch me overflow. But this choice and this decision can have a lot of fear around it, and it's probably going to bring both of you, to look at what your limitations are in this situation, what your fears are, if there are codependent patterns, certainly addictions of any form, any kind of toxicity, but lower 3 chakras, this is when it really can play itself out as a codependent toxic wound. Narcissist versus empath and all of that. But it is the god Pan, one of my gods of Aries. I love him so much, a god of nature, so this could also be a little chip dip chain whip, a little sexual passion here. I think that will really bear itself out in the extended read, but we're not done. We're not done here. Just because you've got 3 major arcana cards, essentially what's going on in the present moment, sort of underground, the subconscious, the Tower in the past, the Devil in the future. That's a lot. That's a lot. This is a major soul contract for you, whether it's twin flame or soulmate. Go watch the vids. The new definition is way healthier. Thank you, Matt Kahn. Soul contracts redefine twin flames and soulmates. Soul contracts, Twin Flames and Soulmates Redefined by Matt Kahn YouTube video. I'm positive that's in the description box. But really the purpose here is to break the chains that bind. Break chains of illusion and set all things to right. Reveal what has been hidden and bring true love to light is a very powerful spell. A very powerful invocation. Don't expect it to be easy, but it will be simple. Choose love. Choose truth. Simple. A couple of words. Whole lot behind and within and above and around those words. All right, we got our cross down, which I'm not going to say is problematic. I'm going to say is challenging. Let's look at, and certainly shadow work could be indicated here with the Devil card, but Heart Third Eye Crown is where the shadow work goes down, usually. So let's look at the staff. What is the lesson? From the outside looking in for the Aries Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, my gods, in this true love thing? What would you have them learn? Another one, the Magician. This is a very heavy major arcana. You now have 4 out of 7. That's predominant at this point. Yeah, just the 2 wands, the 5 of wands, and the 10 of cups in the minor arcana. So this is about coming into alignment. This is about getting your chakras in alignment, getting your fire, earth, air, and water. Technically, the first card of the major arcana, the Fool, is 0. It doesn't have a number, so it can't be the first or the last. It's in between. The Magician is a card of initiation. Here we have Hermes at a crossroads, sort of doing the John Travolta drawing down the power, sort of like He-Man, Saturday Night Fever He-Man, into the tools of sword for air, wand for fire, cup for emotion, and pentacle into physical form. The Magician, co-creation with the divine, right? Creating reality. I think that speaks for itself, that you guys get to create this as you want, or at least one of you does. Depends on who breaks those chains. Can't break chains for somebody else, not those kind. Not if that's what that devil card is about. But certainly on the path of true love, this could easily be a parent-child situation. Yeah. All right, from the outside looking in, horizontal trajectory. How does the world see all of this? 2 of Cups. That's our game changer. There you go. It's romantic. I can't not see the 2 of Cups at this point without seeing a heart bond. We are looking at a second chakra bond here, lower 3 chakras, and this is how Eros and Psyche met. She was so beautiful, and Aphrodite was like, oh, son, fucking kill her. Take her off the game, take her off the playing board, right? Take her off the chessboard. He went down, pricked himself on one of his own golden arrows, occupational hazard, I can imagine, falls madly in love with her, right? But notice, she ain't looking at him. Here, let me get closer. Right? That's the 2 of Cups for you. The 2 of Cups is like, you don't know each other yet, right? There's just that sort of connection there. Struck. Oh, shoot them golden arrows through my heart. Book of love, right? That's the look. That's the look. The look of love. I think with 10 of Cups here, on the outer, the pioneers got it for the detective. I just wonder what the detective's kind of doing in all of this. So what is the destiny? The destiny hewn from fate for the Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading. Lower 3 chakras, what does the destiny look like now? Should they take the hero's journey of this? Should they learn what they need to learn, heal what they need to heal, feel what they need to feel in this read? Another major arcana card. Hanged Man. I think we know this isn't going anywhere anytime soon, right? There is a surrender. There is a sacrifice. Perhaps a sacrifice of things for now, but usually the Hanged Man has more to do about seeing things differently, voluntarily sacrificing a point of view, a way of seeing things, hanging out, maybe doing the internal work, surrendering your will to the divine, particularly with the devil leading up to that, right? There is definitely a, so like, okay, I don't know, you show me. That's my prayer every morning. I accept, I don't know what you want from me today, but use me, do it through me, do it for me, pantheons of the divine, right? Grant me the grace of humility to know that I do not know, but I'm willing to be shown the truth, and to Matt Con that a little bit. I'm willing to see things clearly no matter the outcome. And if that's the mantra, definitely go check out the extended. Last card down, then we got 3 more after that, getting 15 in this read, 15 in the extended. So here we go. Breathe. Still point. My gods of fire, sign of Aries, powers of the south. What is the most probable outcome to the timeline of this lifetime, for this soul contract for the Aries collective? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading, a pioneer and a detective. Should they cross every T, dot every I, do the best that they can? What's the most probable outcome? Lower 3 chakras for this reading. And the 7 of Swords. I'm getting more clandestine with this. It's a great word, clandestine. Yeah, it's the sneaky card, but okay, here where the scenarios start popping into my third eye, left, right, and center. Left, right, and center. If one of you is committed to somebody else, if one of you is the head of a household and the other one isn't, right? It feels like the pioneer could be that person who's like, I want to move on. I want to experience this love. I want to do what I've never done before, let alone what anybody else seems to have done before. It does feel like it's the detective, the one that's like, well, I want to, but I can't. I want to, but I can't. I want to, but I can't. And at the core of this is perhaps about being a member of a ruling member of a family, of a tribe, of some kind there. Both of you could be, particularly if one is that in their business and the other is that in their family. If they are married, remember the Emperor is that. But also, if you are married to this person, then, you know, that 7 of Swords there at the end, it's not necessarily problematic, but there may be a little bit of stealth time going on there. I don't get necessarily that it's sneaky, but that could also someone be, the 7 of Swords certainly can be seen as self-preservation mentally, right? You get through the 5 of Swords, which is rough, into the 6 of Swords, going from choppy water to smooth, into the 7 of Swords, where, okay, now I've got this piece of information. What am I have to do something with this. And I will say that's feeling very solar plexus. So this could be individually, these people sort of going about doing what they have to do, but there's certainly an element of secrecy there. I just hope they're not keeping secrets from each other. Pardon me, too much half and half in the coffee this morning. Pollen's a little high today too. I was out in the garden. We're going to take Daughters of the Moon. We're going to take the Whispers of Love Oracle to get a whisper of love for the pioneer and the detective in this read, to sort of see what their higher selves have to say. Now, usually I say the higher selves of all involved, but this is just for the two of you in your specific astrological higher self collectives. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. I hear that. All right, as I call upon the higher selves of this pioneer and this detective in this Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, watching this video, receiving this reading, what is the whisper of love, higher selves, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, this pioneer, which regardless of age, I just heard that, regardless of age, there is always a new frontier. What's their whisper of love for this path to true love? Be willing to express love. 10 of Cups on the outer, that makes sense. When we express love, we begin to receive more love. So it is kind of throat chakra there. Again, that 10 of Cups feels very second chakra from where I'm sitting. But that can be the emotional part here. But if you're dealing with a detective who's in conflict, how do you express that love? Well, it doesn't necessarily say you're expressing it to them directly in that way. This can be done through art, through dance. I dance every morning. I need to. Just need to move my body, right, to get me going. Caffeine's lovely, but got to actually do the respiration and the perspiration, at least in this body, right? Because there are control issues most likely going on here. So that you can control, how you express your love, and there's all sorts of ways to do that is nonverbal. It's also can be very private. For this detective, crossing their path, please. What's their whisper of love? Forgiveness. Nothing can be gained by holding on to past disappointments. Now, that does bring the divorce thing into consideration. Perhaps this detective has been burned before on the path of true love. I mean, come on, who hasn't? things have not gone well. Now, this may or may not be between the two of them. This could be the emotional toxic baggage being held by the detective about the past, right? Now, forgiveness doesn't mean that it went down, yay. No. That's Newtonian forgiveness. Quantum forgiveness. Here, I'll give you from Matt Kahn's book, Universe Always Has a Plan, 10 Golden Rules of Letting Go. The mantra, I think it's number 2 or number 3. Happy people. Anybody who blames you isn't happy is the name of the chapter, but the mantra is, I allow all who blame and have wronged me to be forgiven. In forgiving others, I am set free. And somebody's in chains here. Maybe both of you. Maybe this is between the two of you. Maybe there was a betrayal. But look, that's the path of true love for you. You can't heal without wounds. You can't alchemize lead into gold without lead. So even if this is between the two of you, which one of you is going to at least grab that emperor power that you both share here and send light? And I don't mean send light, I mean like express true love, no matter what they do. Just say, I love you, which means I respect you and where you are, but I'm not going to take this too personally because I'm doing the best that I can, and I know you're doing the best that you can. Yeah. Last card down, guess what it is? Just guess. Last card down, it's the Matt Kahn Healing Mantra deck. Now, if that truth one comes up, I'm going to need a break. Just do the mantra. It doesn't matter which one that you are. This is for both of you. And if you know who this person is, they don't have to do the mantra. You do it. Let them be inspired indirectly. Trust me. You know what you should do? Walk the fuck away from this conversation. I hate when people say, you know what you should do? No. But you're going to fucking tell me anyway. Right, Aries? Let's see what hits the table. The Ascended Masters of True Love. This should be hot. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Last card down, the Ascended Masters of True Love. Please, this is really just about whoever is watching this. The other person is there as part of their journey. So what is the perfect healing mantra? Make it clear, make it specific, incisive, and healing for the Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, and their cross-watchers if they are watching. The perfect healing mantra to help them alchemize. The pioneer for the pioneer, the detective for the detective, being willing to express love and forgiveness. With that 7 of Swords outcome, though, that is a tricky, sticky, and yet that 2 wands hovering over the head here, both of them could really change that. Perfect healing mantra, please. Leave it on the table. Last card down for the Aries collective in this timeless true love read. Unhooking the past. There's nothing to regret when I learned from my past. Be willing to express love and forgiveness. There is nothing. If we could have done better, we would have done better. But once you start tapping into the quantum of it all, you realize that, yeah, one of you might have fucked up in the past. Well, you know, we all have. But then at that moment, another one made another decision. Another version of you in a whole other parallel timeline took off in the opposite direction. You get what I'm saying here. I'm going to read this from the bookie book. But certainly with that 2 of Wands, there's an opportunity to shift a timeline here. But it may not be this grandiose, external, life-changing decision so much as it is, I'm at a crossroads. I think it doesn't matter what you do. It's not what you do, it's why you do it. If you do it because I'm going to heal, I'm going to express my love in the healthiest way that I can. And if they explode, there's nothing I can do about that. But, you know, don't be weird about it. Such good advice. I mean, true, honest, authentic expression is weird to people, but it's different than, I don't know, scoping and probing and sending them, you know, stuff. I had a guy once send me like a dozen roses, like every day for a week, which was sweet till day 2 or 3, and I was like, wait a minute, it doesn't feel right. Something feels off. So unhooking the past. There's nothing to regret when I learn from my past. When you unhook the past, you are able to see crucial moments of growth from fresh perspectives. In other words, excuse me. Ow. Throat chakra. There is some communication that needs to happen here. Express your love, right? Be willing. Throat chakra, willpower to express love. The extended should be intense on this one. But of course, what we didn't know in kindergarten, we know better now. You know, do you beat yourself up for, you know, well, in kindergarten, there was this exercise they made us do. They had person, place, or thing, and they gave us pictures. So we had to put what was person, what was place, what was thing. And I put the dog in the person category. And they told me I was wrong. I still don't agree. I still don't agree. It's not a thing. How dare you? Right? We know better. This allows you to see mistakes of your past as catalysts for development, not as something you did wrong, as an opportunity to see how your previous actions could have been better aligned with your highest values. And that's for both of you, right? To let yourself off the hook, unhook the past, and unhook other people. Otherwise, you're dragging them around, and there's nothing you can do about what they do. That's their free will. When you learn today the things you didn't know before, you're able to meet your current circumstances with renewed clarity, so the past can be unhooked instead of repeated. So it doesn't matter what the outcome is. If you unhook the past, if you nail the dismount, cross the T, dot the I to the best of your ability, and not have to repeat this with this person or maybe anybody else, that's what we mean about surrendering the outcome. It's not what you want, it's why you want it. This mantra is ideal for overcoming self-criticism, releasing shame, and being more open-minded. I don't know, makes sense to me. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to do a blessimation, a blessing and a summation, and we'll chat a little bit at the end if you want to hang around, because I got to release this Aries energy, and usually that's when the goofy is fully unleashed. Here we go. Please take a nice deep breath. Give me the words. Confer the blessing. Still point. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for the Aries collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading, may they be blessed with all that they need on the path of true love, that the pioneer can embrace their passion for doing and creating what has never been done before. Being willing to express love with that 10 of cups on the outer, and that this detective can embrace their great powers of observation and intuition with the desire to seek out the truth, particularly unhooking the past so that they can move into that phase of forgiveness, because nothing can be gained from holding on to past disappointments like unhooking the past would indicate here, because there is a choice hovering over here, and they've been struck by lightning, and there are control, daddy, father, emperor issues here, but that could be a good thing too if it's done wisely and well, right? And with the devil ahead of them, there are chains to be broken here, or at least there's a tense energy, probably even a sexual energy here between these two. So their lesson is to channel this, to bring it into alignment, to initiate this in a healthy way, expressing love and forgiveness, because from the outside looking in, there looks like there's mutual love here. It looks like there's at least mutual emotional bond and attraction going on here. But this is how they manifest their destiny from fate, how they take the hero's journey here is to surrender their will to the divine, see it different, don't crack up, bend their brain, see both sides, throw off their mental chains, woo, 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 and do understand that then that leads them to perhaps a time of a bit covert stuff going on, some secret stuff, while this one is getting it together, and this one is getting it together, this one being willing to express love, and this one willing to forgive, because forgiveness starts with a small willingness, A Course in Miracles, so that they can heal, so that they can grow, so that they can create and be wise together, however this plays itself out, so they can unhook the past rather than repeat it. May they be blessed with all that they need on the path of true love, so that as they heal, we all heal, and we anchor more true love on the planet in a time where it needs it more than anything else, for the well-being of all, with harm to none. As we will it. So let it be done. So may be. So it is. There you go. If you want the extended, go check it out on VIMEO. Link in the description box. Pay per view. You want all of them? past, present, and future, come Patreon on Patreon. Streamed there this morning. It's been an intense period of time since I got on Patreon for the planet, it seems, so it's nice in the morning to have a cup of coffee in my bathrobe and chat with my patrons over there, as well as they're getting exclusive stuff that no one will see, and stuff that they see before everybody else. So come check it out. Come Patreon on Patreon. And if you want more of me here on YouTube, I don't know, subscribe. I'm not stopping. This is one way of me getting my mystical art and service out into the world, Virgo, that I am. And I do love my Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. So subscribe if you feel it. If you want a private read, easy enough to do. There's a link in the description box. Booking a reading with Mal explains everything for you. Say it with me. Just like Clarissa. I love you. Thank you so very much for watching. Wishing you the very best and the very blessed on the path of true love, wherever you may be watching this, receiving this. I love you. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.